Blessings, love. The annual new moon in Taurus is upon us and will peak overnight on May 15th, 2018. The same day that Uranus will enter into the sign of Taurus for the first time since 1935. An 84-year cycle is re-beginning. Uranus has spent the last 8 years in the sign of Aries, which has brought incredible alchemical change to this planet and into my own life. From 2010 to 2018, I have embarked on one of the greatest journeys of my life. I started massage therapy school in 2008, became registered in 2010, and now, almost 8 years later, I have discovered some of the most incredible things about myself, the human body, humanity in general, pain and discomfort, soft tissue healing, and the oneness connection between mental, emotional, and physical pain. The power of learning about ourselves as one with nature, a part of nature, has been really important to my evolution. I have spent a large portion of this life, 34 years on this planet, self-harming, starving myself, throwing up every time I ate, cutting myself, drinking until I black out, overworking until I can't even function and I get ill and sick. I've had 4 very intense mental and emotional breakdowns since I was 16 years old, and the last couple of years I have been seemingly burgeoning on another nervous breakdown, but it was now the calling for me to learn self-care beyond survival mode. So if you've been following me for a while, Self-Care is Sacred was born in 2014 during one of the darkest times of my life, where I thought that I could not go on, and I was very close to suicide, and I was not eating well and not taking care of myself and just working constantly to try to make enough to survive. And I desired to learn to truly take care of myself. And when I started to really get real with my addictions and all the rituals that I participate in to not look at my pain, because the pain is painful and scary to look at, I found a lot of shadows and darknesses in the roots of those things that I had learned a lot of these rituals, these addictions, from my primary caregivers and my culture ultimately. I have yet to still have contact with an adult who actively practices and preaches authentic, loving, consistent self-care. And that's not to shame anyone or lament that. It's just we can see that there really is a missing link between our human awareness of ourselves as connected to everything and the fact that we were never initiated into our humanhood. And the beauty of the Taurus moon, the annual Taurus moon, the new moon, the beginning of the new lunar cycle that starts in Taurus, is that we get to connect to ourselves, our voice, our bodies, and more importantly, the earth, the mother of the earth. When you feel like you don't belong here and you feel like you are disconnected from everything, you are being called to come closer to your own heart. I started following the lunar cycle probably around late 2013 when I found some lunar astrologers that I really connected with. I really resonated with the words that they shared every single day, because the moon imparts the emotional tone of our human experience on this planet. Doesn't mean that she creates this. She is the mirror of this. Our emotional body is one with her, and when you follow the lunar cycle through the zodiac every month, and as she makes her way through each sign every 2.5 days, and you're really aware of what that energy can show up like and present like, and then you can actually touch your own heart and feel your body and how you're thinking and how you're feeling, connect those things. The resonance of the oneness connection of that, I cannot explain to you, but there's so many people that message me every single day that they're like, your words really resonate with me. It's blowing my mind. And it's like, yeah, those words resonate with me as well, and that's why I share them. There are so many things that I share every day because it keeps me sane and alive and gives me the strength to continue on in spite of chaotic, insane outer circumstances that are happening in my life. I still have to be here. I still have to function within a system. I still have to get up and work, or I will be homeless. And this is part of the system that we live in, that you have to pay to exist here. So how do you unwind out of this initiation into economic slavery and move into the desire to live freer and more authentic and more connected? You have to learn to practice real self-care, and self-care as an art form, and self-care as the purpose to bring you through each day, because there are difficult things happening in many people's lives. We are all dealing with some destruction and dysfunction. And if you aren't experiencing that, that is a divine privilege that you have. And a lot of the stuff that I share is also to help the privileged people that don't have the awareness or the awakening yet to see the suffering of other people around them, to use their privilege to be of service to those who are underprivileged. What did you come to this planet for, is what my soul self says to me all the time. You have a purpose here. And no matter how bleak, if you keep the faith in your heart that there is a plan unfolding for you, you will be provided for. It seems insane to say that, but I cannot begin to explain the incredible synchronicities that have happened in my life and that continue to happen. I was terrified of hearing my own voice the first time I posted a video in 2015. The one intro video on my YouTube channel is the first time that I ever posted a video of myself speaking. And when I listened to it for the first time, I had almost an anxiety attack. My body exploded in anxiety, of fear of the potential backlash of how others would see me. But really, I'm so grateful for the fact that I had the courage to do that, and that I would show up every single day intending to bring my spirit forth so that I can practice to speak, and I can practice speaking truth and love, because there are a lot of things that I care about, and there are a lot of things that I am an activist for, but I also have to be careful in this world, because there are people that are watching us, and there are people that don't desire for us to evolve. That's why we are being kept hidden and small. And the reason why I'm making this video is that when I discovered my moon sign, meaning what sign the moon was in the day that I was born, everything changed for me. Because I was born on December 16th, 1983, and I've always thought of myself as Sagittarius. No problem. Of course, I am her, the cosmic seeker, never ending, constantly seeking higher knowledge, higher truth, the purpose of me being. What does that mean? I'm so curious about that. I wonder what else that person's written. What else can I know about this thing? Whenever anyone's like, oh, where do you get all this information? I literally Google things every single day that I'm curious about. Keyword searches. So when I discovered my birth chart for free on the internet through a free link, I discovered that my moon sign was in Taurus. And I had no idea what that meant. I had no idea what Taurus energy was. So I started doing a little bit more digging. What does the moon in Taurus feel like? What does Taurus energy archetypically play out as? What is the archetype of Taurus? The divine bull. One of the strongest energies in this entire sacred geometric circle of the zodiac, the first earth body, the entrance into earth energy. I learned to explore this nature that was inherently in me. And as I started to learn more about Taurus nature, it turned on inside of me. DNA activation happened from words that I read, things that I said aloud, things that I listened to. Consistent self-exploration has brought me to this point where I have a voice to speak. Where does this voice even come from? The power of Taurus that rules the throat chakra, it's a gift that I've been given, that I activated through willing self-care, self-exploration, speaking about the dark things inside of me, speaking about the things that I find beautiful, learning to hear my own voice, knowing that I have a meaningful message. And there are many things that I would love to speak on that are meaningful to me, that I desire all people to be aware of. What is important to you? What are you an activist for? What are you passionate about? A lot of people that I ask this question to can't answer that because they've never actually figured that out for themselves. They've never explored that. They look at other people's lives and say that, oh, I wish I could be like that, or I wish I was intelligent like that, or I wish I was creative like that. But trust me, you are all of those things. You are just a seed dormant at this time. The seed that has all of the power within it to create the mighty oak tree, and yet you never saw the tree in the seed. It just happened. I've been harming myself my entire life. I never thought that anyone would come and care for me, that anyone would have any interest in hearing what I had to say, that anyone was interested in me as a person because I did not like myself. From 2012 to now, 2018 has been an every single day willing self-exploration to explore who I am, how I feel, what I think about, how I treat my body. This is life. Creating new life, cultivating, nourishing, and mothering new life. And the new moon in Taurus is your chance to download Taurus energy into your being. The moment that the sun and the moon meet in the same degree of Taurus, there is an light code activation that blasts through the human genome, that if you are consciously aware and you will sit with yourself for even 5 minutes, to sit outside, sit on the earth, touch your own heart, look up at the moon, the dark moon, where you realize you can't see her in the sky at all, and know that that darkness is the black earth and the grounds for creation. And in a few days, you will see her return in the crescent moon. And at the new moon, you're being given the chance to create an intention for your lunar month to come. What seed can you plant into this dark earth under the light of the dark moon? What does Taurus mean to you? What does body-centered consciousness mean to you? How can you set an intention for a body love, body exploration intention, earth-based intention, connection to the earth intention? What does that look like for you? How would you like to get to know your body better? The simplicity of intention for the lunar cycle is as simple as, I will learn one new stretch a day so that I can learn to be with my physical soft tissue discomfort. So that if I show up to myself for 5 minutes a day for 29 days straight, what would happen to you? Trust that there would be an expansion. There is something inside of you that makes this possible. Tune into her. The heartbeat. Autonomic functioning. When you're afraid, that is autonomic functioning as well. What am I really afraid of? What do I really desire to bring forth into this world? This heartbeat that was born from another body. And now I take my own power. The willingness, the intention, and the desire to live is why we have come here, why we persist. We need to learn to care for ourselves so authentically and so deeply so that we may understand who we are, hear our soul purpose, and to be of service to Earth. Give yourself a chance to be with the lunar cycle every day, to touch your heart, to know that you are not just being here as happenstance. You're purposeful. Even if the people that bore you and brought you into this world didn't ever show you any magic, you are magic simply for being alive. And if you're willing and open to show yourself your own kind of love every single day, like feeding and watering a plant, you will see yourself expand and grow and unfurl into something that this world has never seen. You are needed here. You don't need to be anything but yourself. And sometimes this path is lonely, but trust me, when you truly honor and know yourself, get to know yourself in the comfort of silence, you will never be alone ever again. You will transform, and you will appreciate silence and solitude, and you will bring a powerful light into this world. Stop rushing other people's process. Stop trying to pry other people's eyes open. You are the one to awaken your own fire. Focus on your own self. Bring light into people's lives every day, but stop trying to make them wake up. They will wake up on their own time. Like flowers blooming, Taurus season is the continuation of the spring expansion, the return of the Son of God within me. The light of the world is inside of you. It is you, and you have come to remember the truth of who you are through the light of the Taurus sun and moon. Blessings on your day. I love you.